I thought it would be a good idea for me to make a video on the setup procedure for the Bimini top that I have on my Access boat. The front portion of the Bimini was factory installed from the factory, and the rear Bimini was an aftermarket installation, and that's what makes this process a little bit more challenging than your average Bimini top. Okay, so step number one is we're going to detach the Bimini from the tower by unclipping the two clips that are wrapped around the speaker area of the tower. And we're going to then undo the two Velcro straps that are strapped around the side of the Bimini that keep the bars in place during transport on the road. Okay, now for step two, we're going to place the Bimini on the windshield, and we're going to unzip the boot that covers it, and then we're going to unwrap the Bimini, and it's going to be wrapped around the poles a couple times. And then from that point, we're going to grab the loop that is going to go up on top of the tower, that's going to go around the ski pole toe point on the tower. And then from there, we're going to wrap the two Velcro straps from the Bimini, and we're going to attach them to the corners of the top of the tower. Now for this next step, we're going to have 4 Velcro straps from the front Bimini that is going to attach to the top of the tower. And these don't have to be real secure. This is just going to make the next step easier when we zip the two Biminis together. This is going to help hold the front Bimini in place while you do the zipper connection, which is a little bit challenging. Now we have to connect both side support arms to the tower, from the Bimini to the tower. And this is a little tricky the first time you do it. There's like a ball joint, and you have to insert the ball into this little socket, and then there's a little locking cam that you turn to lock it into place. And we're not gonna put the Bimini in tension yet by locking these arms out. That's going to be the last and final step when we're just about done installing the Bimini. Okay, we're done for now with the front part of the Bimini, and we're going to work towards the rear Bimini setup now. The first thing that we want to do is take the rear support arms from under the seat on the port side, and I do this first because I'm going to want to stand on this seat later for setting up the Bimini. So there's a left and right side, and we're going to just set those on the floor. So now we're going to release the locking pins from the rear Bimini on both sides, and then we're going to detach the two snap straps that attach the Bimini to the tower, and this is going to allow the Bimini to drop down, so it's basically hanging from the tower supports on both sides. From there, we're going to unzip the Bimini, and we're going to note that the Bimini boot cover has a little wire zip tie on it, and this is to identify that this Bimini cover is for the rear Bimini, which is a little bit larger than the front Bimini. So now we have the Bimini exposed. The cover's off of it. We're going to unwrap it just like we did on the front side, and we're going to locate the zippers that are on both sides of the Bimini. Each side of where the ski pylon is located, we're going to have zippers, and this is actually the most challenging part of this whole operation, is connecting the zippers from the rear Bimini to the front Bimini, and it takes a little bit of strength and coordination to hold it up there and get the zipper started while you're holding at the same time, and it was difficult for me to do holding a camera, so I hope the video helps you in this process. Okay, now we have to attach two support arms. We have the left side or port side, and then we have the right side, which is the starboard side. And this, we're going to pick the arms up off the floor that we already took out from under the seat, and we're going to attach the rear support part first, the part that has a pin that you push through. This was difficult for me to do with a camera in my hand, so I have a good picture of it, but the video is not crystal clear. And we're going to attach both sides one at a time. Now we're going to connect the opposite end of the support rod that is going to be attached to the cam ball lock on the tower, as you can see from the video. After both of the support arms are connected to the Bimini, to the tower, we're then going to lift up on the support rod, and you can see that this is going to place the rear Bimini in a tension-like manner, and then there's a locking pin that you're going to insert in the hole on top of the support arm, and this is going to lock the arm in place to give the support that the Bimini needs to be held up. Okay, like I said earlier, the final step of this Bimini installation procedure is to now go to the front Bimini and go to both the front and right, or right and left support arms. And these are a locking mechanism that all you have to do is push up, and it is going to lock the Bimini, and it's going to make the Bimini be in tension with the back Bimini. And this is what gives support for the entire Bimini, and then this is the final operation. It's important that you took a mental note of what the Bimini looks like when it's completely taken down, and attached to the tower for transport and storage. I didn't make a video on the takedown procedure, but it is the exact opposite of what you did when you put it up, just in reverse order. But noting I have little plastic mechanisms that hold the Bimini poles together, and also I have Velcro that holds it to the tower. So when I'm in transport, we don't have rubbing, unnecessarily friction, or anything that could wear things out prematurely. So please take a mental note of the way it was before you set it up, and hope this video helps.